Here we have the beginning of abdominal stabilization, learning what your true core is. So if you've read our free self-help guide for the low back specifically, you will have a basic understanding of what the core actually is. We tend to call it the pillar, but what the core actually is and all the muscles that connect to it, and how it's more than just doing crunches or even just doing planks. It's about learning how to keep that core, all this center section, even your shoulder blade muscles and even your hip muscles, nice and locked and loaded as your body's moving, while also learning how to grant some movement out of there. So this exercise has four progressions, I lied, where we're just gonna learn how to squish a ball. We're gonna learn how to alternate our hands and legs. You guys might have done dead bugs before. This is a modified dead bug. And then we're gonna learn how to squish the ball and start to rotate, and then we're gonna learn a sustained dead bug rotations. Progress is pretty difficult. Like level 4 is really hard for me. But what it's teaching our body to do is to learn how to stay nice and braced without curling excessively, because you want your core to be stable in a neutral position, an extended position, and a flex position, not just in a flex position. And like I said, you learned about it a little bit, but the core is supposed to be a force transfer and not a force producer. So it shouldn't be the one that's creating the force. It should be withstanding this force as your body moves. That's movement 101. So this is... It's titled, as I lose my words, it's titled DNS 3-month rotations. If you have questions about that, shoot me a comment if that's just the position that we're putting you in. But these are just a beginning of core stabilization. So what you want is to grab some sort of physio ball. This is a CrossFit wall ball, 6 pounds, but a physio ball is just the squishy one, the good old exercise ball that some of you tend to have that might have just got rid of. I hear that a lot, or you used to sit on it. You're gonna grab that ball. If you don't have one of those balls, you can use a foam roller, really any ball, but the bigger the ball is, the easier it is. If you're using a foam roll, you'll just keep your hands pushing into that roll like this position. Now let's go to the actual exercise. So push that ball into your knees. If it hurts doing that, let's put this over here. If it hurts doing that, lift one up, that's easier. Hold that knee so your back's anchored and your hands and your shoulders are protecting your back, and then lift the other one up and then start to take it away. Just hold it here. You're thinking about several cues. You can draw that belly button to your spine. I like to say push your side bodies outwards, or think about when you breathe in, drive your back into the floor. Take this ball, push it into your knees, and take your hands with straight elbows, push down on the ball. This is level 1. This is just a static hold where the pushing action engages our core and the driving up of the knees engages the core. And just holding this here, a static hold, so you're not moving and you're feeling everything. So each exercise is gonna have a non-breathing component, and then it's going to have a breathing component. So essentially you say master the exercise and then add in breath. So we've talked about tactical breathing just a little bit, that you probably read in another video, heard about in another video. So if we do tactical breathing, it's 4, 4, 4, 4. So 4-second inhale, 3, 4, hold it there for 4 seconds, 3, 4, 4-second exhale, hold it empty for 4 seconds. This is the hardest, I'll be honest. 3, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. You probably got it. So you hold this here, that's level 1. Knees aren't moving, shoulders aren't moving. Just keep that nice and stable. As I breathe in, we'll talk about it more in your appointment. But we're thinking expand into the side bodies. If you want to get fancy, expand your low back down into the floor. So I inhale, I feel more pressure into my back. I'm not just sticking my belly upwards. We're trying to get that nice 360 core activation. So that's level 1. Level 2, give myself a break. Level 2, same position. Now you just start to alternate. So right leg straightens, left hand goes overhead, and you come back to center. And then opposite. So I'm breathing, so just do normal breaths. Master the exercise. If you feel like you've got it, then add in breath. Exhale with movement. 3, 4. 1. So let's recover that. Then we go to recap that. Then we go to level 3 and 4. The tactical breathing is we're gonna do a 4-second inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, that inhale for 4 seconds. Do a 4-second exhale, and then hold those empty lungs for 4 seconds. Master the exercise first, so just get good at squishing the ball for level 1, and then do the breaths, and then get good at moving your arms and your legs reciprocally, and then add in the breath. And when we're doing moving exercises, you exhale with movement. So we're trying to teach your body how to maintain pressure and release a little pressure as we're adding more stress into the system. You've probably heard of Valsalva or holding your breath when you're lifting. That just increases your capacity to create some force, but it also increases your capacity for injury. But don't worry about that. So let's go to level 3. Now we add in a little bit more movement, rotations. So level 3 is a modification of level 1. We squish and then we start to rotate. I'm gonna go to the right first, so I'll come to you. I won't worry about breath, let's master the movement. Head lifts off, you go as far as you feel comfortable, keep squishing the ball, and then I rotate back to center, and then I rotate back to the left. This one's a little harder for me, so you can start to see where I start cheating. Just watch that shirt. So we will recap that. Shoulders and knees or hips move together. I'm not just moving my knees, I'm not just moving my shoulders. Everything moves together. So I feel stress on my shoulder blade and on my hip. If I go too far, I fall. And if I go too far to the left, this is what most people do. Watch right here, watch what my shirt does, how I start to, this is real, I get to my capacity and then I start to do this to try and keep myself from falling. So let's show that again. I'll exaggerate it, where we start to do that little crunching. And that's your core losing its stability and starting to cheat through your QL and other muscles, which is why that QL tends to flare up. So level 3 is the squish and rotate to the right, rotate to the left. If you're reading this from the self-help guide, honestly, just start with level 1 and then progress to level 2. Level 3 and 4, a little bit more difficult. It's easiest to walk you through it during your appointment. If you're just finding this on YouTube, assess yourself. You train on the one that you're good at, not the one that you're failing at, and eventually you retest the one that you failed at, and you see if you can do it. If you can, then you're good to go with it. Level 4. This is where I'm working. So watch me fail. So we would go into the level 2 position, and then we start to rotate again. And then we rotate this way. So that's not bad. If I remember correctly, this side's a lot harder. Oh yeah, a lot harder. See that cheating? So you go into the level 2 position. Man, that really gets you. You go into the level 2 position, you hold it there, and then you rotate to the right, then you rotate to the left. You can either stay with the same hold, you'll fatigue pretty fast, or you can switch and then rotate again. Sets and reps, really just go to fatigue. That's what I typically say. If you're doing the breath, 5 breaths is typically adequate. So if you're doing the level 4, 5 breaths with this, 5 breaths with this. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, reach out, let us know. This is the beginning of core stabilization. You take these principles and then we apply it to every other movement that we're doing so that your core is nice and stable and then it allows your body to do a lot more. Good luck.